Why are Red Bull so unreliable? The Australian Grand Prix is done and dusted, and we have now completed 3 rounds of the 2022 F1 World Championship. Well, we as spectators have completed 3. Red Bull, and more specifically Max Verstappen, have only completed 1. I'm sorry, Red Bull fans, this will hurt to hear. With a double DNF in Bahrain and then Max Verstappen's car disintegrating from second in Australia, it poses the very real question, what on earth has happened to Red Bull's reliability? Well, it is very obvious they've built an incredibly fast car, there's no denying that. They are able to challenge Ferrari every weekend for pole position and generally be there or thereabouts, Australia being a slight anomaly, on race pace. Verstappen at least could have secured a first and 2 second places if he'd finished all the races. However, it's clear that this car is very fragile. Adrian Newey, who is the Chief Technical Officer of Red Bull, has been known in the past to design a car that is rapid but can sometimes falter. If you look all the way back to 2005 when he was at McLaren, that car was absolutely rapid but lost the championship due to reliability issues. This seems to be the same sort of path they've gone down so far in this 2022 season, and Christian Horner even said after the race to Sky that I'd rather fix a fast car than try and make a reliable slow one fast. Verstappen also mentioned after the race that there was a problem with the car going into the Australian Grand Prix, and that there were question marks as to whether he'd finish. This would point to something being fundamentally wrong, and first pieces of information and heavy suggestions say that it could be a fuel leak issue, but not the same problem as what they had back in Bahrain, which was a fuel lock. It suggested, big shout out to Craig Scarborough on Twitter for this information, that the area of failure may be around the external fuel line coming from the tank to the high pressure pump on the engine. Now, away from the technical stuff and looping back to what I just said about Christian Horner saying they'd rather fix an unreliable fast car than a reliable slow one, I've got to question that theory somewhat. If we take a look at Mercedes, who, you could argue, have a reliably slow-ish car and are working to fix their problems, they currently sit 10 points ahead of Red Bull in the Constructors, and George Russell is somehow P2 in the drivers' standings. I know there's only a few points between those places, but surely that would suggest that having a fast car that doesn't finish races isn't really the way to go. It almost seems like they roll the dice each time they go out to compete, and sometimes they'll win, like we saw in Saudi Arabia, and sometimes they'll DNF. That doesn't win championships, I'm afraid. I can tell you that for free. So where do they go from here? Red Bull clearly have some big decisions to make. Thankfully for them, they have a couple of weeks until Imola to fully diagnose the problem and try to ensure it doesn't happen again. Do they continue to go down the risky route of packaging the car in a way that clearly is fast but unreliable? Or do they sacrifice some pace to ensure points are being picked up at every race like Mercedes have been doing? Only time will tell. There you have it, a look into why the Red Bull is so unreliable at the moment. Do you think they will bounce back? Will Mercedes enter the fight soon? Let us know in the comment section below.